In today's video, we're going to be talking about your first 100 ounces of silver, how long it took me to get to that point, and what coins, rounds, and bars I used as a vehicle to get myself there. And I'm also doing a giveaway in the VIP club, and it ends on October 1st. Today is your last day to join if you want to get entered. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Hope you're doing well, feeling great, and enjoying freedom. It's a great day to have a great day. Today, I wanted to talk about silver. Surprise, surprise. More specifically, I wanted to talk about your first 100 ounces of silver, or my first 100 ounces of silver, getting from 0 to 100. We're going to get into it, but really quick, just in case you're new, make sure to subscribe for daily videos. Also subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for weekly videos, and get yourself some DYDSS merchandise to help support the channel. I'd really appreciate it. Got the brand new Lone Wolf collection out now, as well as the Consistency is Key collection also out now. Any and all merchandise can be found by clicking the first link in the description section down below. Thank you in advance. It's more than appreciated. But today is Thursday, September 30th, 2021. The current spot price of silver, as I'm filming the video, is $22 even, up 2.28%, or up 49 cents. The spot price of gold is $17.59.10, up 1.91%, or up 33 bucks. And the gold to silver ratio is in the 79 to 80 to 1 range. But of course, that's as I'm filming the video, not as I'm editing, posting, or as you're watching. So head on down to the comments and let me know the date and time you're viewing the video and what the current spot price is for you. I'm always curious. But today, I finally get a chance to talk about something that I've been wanting to talk about for the last couple of days. Unfortunately, we still don't have very much clarity with what's going on in terms of extending the government budget and raising the debt ceiling and this infrastructure deal. When news like that comes out, I feel like it's really important to talk about, but being that the entire day of yesterday and all of today so far had gone by and absolutely nothing has gotten done as of yet, finally get a chance to talk about something that I really want to talk about. So let's get into it. Your first 100 ounces of silver. Everything that you see on screen right here, unless I counted incorrectly, is 100 troy ounces of silver. Now, some of these pieces were not a part of my first 100. I just wanted to total up 100 and kind of mix and match it up a little bit. We got some silver eagles down here at the bottom. We have some generic rounds right above that. Both of these rows right here, these are capsulated just because they were some of my first pieces of silver ever. I didn't know any better. I thought I had to capsulate them. No big deal. We have some silver eagles over here on the right side. We got some more generic rounds right here, right next to it. These are not capsulated because that was the point that I realized, okay, they don't need to be in capsules. Above them, we have some miscellaneous coins. We have some miscellaneous rounds and bars up there at the top. It all equates to 100 troy ounces of silver. Now, when I had first gotten started stacking in late 2017, mid-December of 2017, all I got myself was 1 troy ounce of silver. That's all it took. Now, I've made videos about this in the past, and I have another one coming out in December talking about my very first piece of silver ever. Do a full review, talk about it, tell the story behind it, and how it was really all I needed to wake me up to the fact that there's a big difference between money and currency. But it all started with 1 troy ounce of silver. Shortly after that, I think probably within a week, I picked up a couple more ounces of silver. A couple weeks after that, I got some more. And it became a monthly routine for me. January, February, March, April, May, June, and then on July 3rd, I actually posted a video. It was a full stack video because I just hit 50 ounces of silver.
Alright guys, so this right here is the stack. This is all of the silver that I have. I finally hit 50 ounces of silver.
So it took me about 7 months to get there, but I wasn't really stacking all that aggressively. By the time summer came, by the time we got into July, that's when the spot price of silver had really trended in a downward direction. See, when I first got started, spot price was about 17 bucks. And back then, premiums actually made sense. A silver eagle was like $1.50, maybe $2 over spot on average. No matter where you went, coin shop, online, roughly $1.50, maybe $1.75, somewhere around there, for every single silver eagle. Assuming that it wasn't a 1986, that is. But for the most part, everything after that, $1.50, maybe $2 over spot, somewhere in between. Generic rounds were closer to $1 to $1.50 over spot. So back then, premiums actually made sense, and spot price was really nothing to complain about. 17 bucks at the time when I had first gotten started. Well, guess what? Within my first couple of weeks, spot price had creeped down to the $16 range. A couple weeks or maybe a month or so after that, it was getting into the $15 range. And then as we got into the summer, silver had gone all the way down to $13, $14. And at this point, I had been stacking for 6 or 7 months. And I remember saying to myself, I was like, okay, I spent the last couple of months, or really the first half of the year, not stacking all too aggressively. It took me a little bit of time to understand, or should I say rewire my brain from the fiat mentality to the money mentality. Because I remember saying to myself, I had said many times, I want the silver, I just don't know if I'm willing to spend too much money on it.
What?
See, that was mistake number one. I didn't realize that I wasn't spending money on it. I was just converting my currency into it. And I could just very easily convert it back if I ever needed to, or if I ever wanted to. I didn't realize that I wasn't spending money on anything because I was actually acquiring money by simply trading away my currency for it. I didn't realize that at the time. I was brand new. Why would I know? Why would I understand that? You have to experience it. You have to be involved for a little bit of time. You need some skin in the game before you actually fully understand. You might grasp the concept, but you're never going to fully understand anything without experience. At least that's how it is for me. So it took me until July 3rd. I posted a full stack video at 50 ounces of silver. And guess what? 2 months later, in September of 2018, I posted another full stack video at 100 ounces of silver.
So here it is, every coin, round, and bar that I have in my possession. I don't know exactly where to start, so I figured why not start right here at the beginning.
So it took me about 6 or 7 months, let's just say 7 months. It took me 7 months to hit 50 ounces of silver, and only an additional 2 months to hit 100 ounces of silver. See, at that point, what changed? Why did it take me 7 months to get 50 ounces of silver and then 2 months to get 50 ounces of silver? What's the difference? The difference was because I wanted to take it more seriously, and not to mention spot price had really fallen down. I started, spot price was 17 bucks. In the summer, it went down to the $13, $14 range. And by the way, when silver had gone all the way down to 13, 14 bucks, you want to know what premiums did? Back then, a little bit different than 2020. Back in 2018, when the spot price went down, premiums went absolutely nowhere. They stayed at about $1 to $1.50 over spot for generics, $1.50 to maybe $2 for Silver Eagles, $1.50, $1.75 for Maple Leafs and Britannias and whatnot. Times were so simple back then. And I remember saying to myself, I don't know if I can see silver going any lower than this. Keep in mind, I'm only about 7 months deep at this point. I don't know if I can see silver going any lower at all. I could have very easily said, I'm going to ease back. I'm not going to be too aggressive. I'm going to wait for $12 silver. And completely neglecting an opportunity that was right in front of my eyes, waving flags, calling my name, I could have very easily said, I'm going to wait for it to go lower. I could have let greed take over, and I could have potentially missed out on a massive opportunity. Granted, silver stayed pretty low for quite a bit of time. It stayed in the 13, 14, even went to the $15 range for a very long time, actually. The whole rest of the year. The rest of 2018. It stayed low. It was between $13 and $15 the whole time. And that's when I started stacking more aggressively. That's how I got from 50 to 100 in just 2 months, which I know doesn't sound like that big of a deal. Oh, that's only 25 ounces of silver a month for 2 months. That's not too difficult. Well, for someone like me at the time, I had cut back on a lot of things. I shifted my focus, I reprioritized, and I knew that silver was something that I wanted to take more seriously. Again, 25 ounces of silver a month for only 2 months, not that big of a deal, not very impressive. Even at today's prices, not all that impressive in the grand scheme of things. But it's not a race. It's not a race now, and it wasn't a race back then, and it's never going to be a race. The guy next door might have been stacking silver. He might have been getting 30, 40, 50, maybe even 100 ounces of silver every single month, while I was only getting 25 ounces at a time. Who wins? I would say both of us. I would say we both won, because it wasn't a race. We're both getting money. We're both acquiring little teeny tiny pieces of real, true, honest money, actual wealth, potentially generational wealth. So this is something that I wanted to take seriously, and that's how I got myself to 100 ounces of silver. And I posted a full stack video at the time, and that was actually the last full stack video that I ever posted, and it's also the last full stack video that I will post. I don't believe in full stack videos anymore. See, at the time, I was only 7 and 9 months deep in the stacking journey. So I was excited. I wasn't really thinking about it. I realized after the fact, after that 100 ounce video, I started thinking to myself, I was like, wow, if I keep up this momentum, if I keep up this pace, I'll be at 200 ounces of silver in no time. Then I could work my way up to 500. Then I could work my way up to 1,000. And I started thinking about cool milestone numbers, and I was thinking to myself, I was like, wow, that would make for an interesting full stack video. People can see the progress. It would be motivational for people tuning in and watching, because I understand full stack videos are cool. You click on somebody's video and it says, hey, I have 1 trillion ounces of silver, and you see an entire bedroom of the house with no furniture. It's just completely covered in silver. Trust me, I understand. It's really cool. You want to know what else it is? In my opinion, at least, irresponsible. Now, they can do that if they want, but what I came to realize was maybe it's not the smartest idea in the world to be advertising how much money I have, how much money I make, how much money I stack, how much money I save, how much money I invest, how much money, anything, on the internet for anyone on the planet to find out about. Probably not the greatest idea, probably not the smartest move. So in 2018, that was the last time I disclosed how much silver I have. And funny enough, I've gotten so many requests over the years to make a full stack video. Can't do it. I cannot bring myself to do it. For similar reasons, I don't post videos talking about how much cash I have in my savings account, or actually my checking account. I no longer have a savings account. I have a physical at-home savings account. What do I need one at the bank for? But I don't advertise how much cash I have in my checking account. I don't advertise my credit limits. I don't advertise how much I have invested. I don't think that's very smart. But anyway, moving away from all that, shifting gears back to the 100 ounces of silver. When I had first gotten started, it was pretty much nothing but generic rounds. See all these right here? These were my first pieces of silver ever. All these up here. And then, by the time I had gotten this far, I had learned that it's probably not a half bad idea to be stacking the coin of my country. See, that was the decision that I made. I was like, actually, I know I've been stacking nothing but generic rounds, but I think I want the foundation of my stack to be the Silver Eagle, just because it's the pure silver 1 troy ounce coin of my country. If I lived in Canada, I would have made the maple leaf the foundation of my stack. See, I don't think that's a bad idea at all, making the coin of your country the foundation of your stack. To me, it made sense, and to me, it's just something that I wanted to do, so I moved on over to Silver Eagles. And I was capsulating them all. I was putting them in these airtight capsules, which, rookie mistake, you don't need to do. Basic generic secondary market rounds and your everyday Silver Eagles do not need to be in capsules, do not need to be in airtight tubes. If you want to get airtight tubes for higher premium coins or collectible pieces or something with numismatic value or even sentimental value, absolutely nothing wrong with that. Airtights do keep them protected from scratches, from toning, from moisture in the air. So if you want or need any airtight tubes and capsules, I will leave them linked in the description. And then I started putting my generic rounds in these medallion, cheap little medallion tubes. You can get like a 10-pack for I think like $10. Super cheap. You're gonna have to tape them shut. The cap pops off really quick, especially if you have 20 ounces of silver sitting in there and you pick it up by the cap, it can fall. This will also be linked in the description. And then as for Silver Eagles, just keep them in mint tubes. Same thing goes for Canadian Maple Leafs as well, or really any type of coin. Just keep them in mint tubes. It's cheaper, it's easier, and takes up less space. These will also be linked in the description. So what's funny about the difference between different types of tubes that you can keep your coins, rounds, or bars in is this. Like I just said, how much room it takes up. These both hold 20 ounces of silver, and I don't know if you can tell, but on the left, the airtight is almost twice as tall. Not exactly, but almost twice as tall as a mint tube right here. Yet they each hold 20 ounces of silver. So imagine capsulating all of your silver. I can even show you the difference between a capsulated versus a non-capsulated Silver Eagle. I don't know how well you're really going to be able to tell. I don't know if it's going to focus properly, but you should be able to tell that in the capsule it's significantly thicker. It makes the coin itself take up almost twice as much space. So imagine capsulating all of your Silver Eagles or all of your generic rounds, storing them in a safe. Okay, no big deal. Might cost you a little bit more for the tubes and the capsules, but at least they're protected. But if you were to put them all in medallion tubes, the generic rounds, or mint tubes for coins, and you were to put them all in the same exact safe, you can fit roughly twice as much silver in the safe just by the tubes that you use. So in my opinion, these make far more sense. I do have capsulated silver coins, rounds, and bars that I still pick up to this day, but those are different. For example, Queen's Beasts, I believe it's probably a good idea to keep these in capsules. A little bit more collectible. The Kraken, my favorite looking coin. I believe this belongs in a capsule. But your everyday kangaroos, maple leafs, I don't believe there's any reason to pay the extra currency to put them in a capsule and then put those capsules in a tube. These are for collectible pieces. So that's something that I learned early on just by stacking my first bunch of silver rounds and my first bunch of Silver Eagles. Then I moved on to more generic rounds. Didn't encapsulate them. More Silver Eagles. Didn't encapsulate them. A couple pieces up there, they came with the capsules. Some of which are a little bit more collectible or have a higher premium, so I capsulated them anyway, like the ones I just showed. Something like this, a commemorative piece. Might not be a half bad idea to put it in a capsule, but this is from 2013. Anything or any maple leaf pre-2018 is prone to milk spots, so I figured, I was like, it has milk spots on it already. Why would I bother capsulating? I just leave it in the plastic flip. 10-ounce bars. Toward the end of my first year of stacking, I started picking up some 10-ounce bars from time to time. Other miscellaneous coins, rounds, and bars up there at the top. And that's pretty much been my strategy ever since. Now I know there's one thing missing. Actually, two things missing in this video. Here we are about 19 and a half minutes deep into the video, and I've been talking about the first 100 ounces of silver. Haven't talked about any gold, because that's not what this video is about, but in terms of silver, there's one thing missing, which is this right here. That 90%. This is what I was neglecting to stack during my first year in 2018. In fact, the first time I picked up any 90% at all was on, I believe, Black Friday or Cyber Monday, aka the end of November of 2018. I let the entire year go by. Didn't pick up any 90% silver at all. Why is that? I just didn't find it very interesting. I didn't like it at the time. Didn't feel very jazzed or enthusiastic about it because it just resembled exactly what I have in my pocket, just spare change from the store. All this right here, this was brand new to me. I never had pure silver before. I never had a silver bar in my hand before. This is what got me excited. So the whole year of 2018, didn't care for 90%. Moving into 2019, I've told this story before, so I won't reiterate, but I decided that every single time I pick up silver from here on out, I want to include at least $1 face value of 90%. So every time I would go to the coin shop and pick up a handful of generic rounds, or anytime I would place an order online, I don't care if I'm getting 4, 5, 6 ounces of silver just to hit that $100 free shipping, I'd make sure to throw in 10 little silver dimes or 4 silver quarters or some half dollars. I never ended up getting any peace dollars or Morgan dollars by doing that because those have that numismatic value, higher premium, so that didn't really make sense to me. Beautiful coins, but I never ended up stacking them necessarily. Nowadays, pretty much all I stack is that 90%, that constitutional, that junk silver. This will eventually be the foundation of my stack. Like I said about the Silver Eagle, the coin of my country. Well, guess what? US coins, pre-65, are also coins of my country. They just don't happen to be 1 troy ounce coins. They don't happen to be pure silver coins of my country. They're 90% fractional level silver coins of my country. These right here will eventually be the base of my stack. Specifically the Washington quarter, I'm sure, because I have more Washington quarters than any other piece of 90%. And they're the cheapest I can get my hands on nowadays, so that's probably what I'm going to stick with. I have no real desire to pick up anything else. The way I'm stacking nowadays, it's almost automated. Just stop by the coin shop, grab a couple of Washington quarters, go home. That's it. Bing, bang, boom. Problem solved. Need some silver? Go get some silver. Don't even have to think about it. And I like it that way. So point being is that's how I reached my first 50 and then my first 100 ounces of silver. And I've kept at it. And that's how I've hit my next milestone after 100, my next milestone after that, and how I've hit every single milestone ever since. And guess what? That's how I'm going to be hitting my next milestone, and the milestone after that, and the milestone after that. That's how I'm going to continue hitting milestones. See, for me, it's not really about collecting, even though I have a couple of collectible pieces. For me, it's just all about the physical silver content. So my number one priority is to get as much physical silver in my possession as I can for the lowest possible premium. Nowadays, 90% is just the way to go. Generic silver is also a great way to go as well. So that's how I'm going to keep at it. My strategy has changed up a little bit over the years. It will likely continue to change up in the future, but the goal hasn't changed. The goal from day one was to get as much silver as I possibly can. That's still the goal, coming up on 4 years later. And I'm curious, everybody watching this video right now, what are your thoughts when it comes to your first 100 ounces of silver? How long did it take you? When you first got started stacking, maybe you picked up 100 ounces of silver your first day. Maybe that's what kickstarted the stack. Maybe it took you a couple days, couple weeks, potentially. Maybe it took you a couple months like it did for me. Maybe it took you a couple of years. Maybe you still haven't hit 100 ounces of silver. And guess what? If that's the case, nothing wrong with that. Because remember, back in July of 2018, I hadn't hit 100 ounces of silver yet. I was only at 50. I was working my way towards it. And once again, it wasn't a race. There was no one in the world I was competing with. I will be honest, and this is a story for another day, there were people competing with me, and there still are. Maybe not a race to how much silver, or maybe, who knows. There's a lot of people out there who I find out days, weeks, months after the fact that they've been in competition with me, and I didn't even know that they existed. Some people out there talking about, like, oh, you know, I'm going to pass the DYDSS guy, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. I find out after the fact. That's how you know you're losing a competition, when the person you're competing with has no idea that there's even a competition going on. But anyway, story for another video. I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know anything and everything related to today's video topic and how long it took you to get your first 100 troy ounces of the beautiful precious metal. And if anybody's interested in joining the Precious Metals VIP Club, it's where I can do things on my own terms, not on YouTube's terms, my terms. I'm hosting privately held live streams. They're smaller and easier to manage. I'm posting exclusive VIP-only adventure vlogs. I also do giveaways, discounts, personalized promo codes, shoutouts, deal alerts when silver and gold is on sale on a variety of different websites. And of course, you can watch all of my videos early and commercial free. Come join the Precious Metals VIP Club. It'll be the first link in the description. You're invited. I'd be happy to have you. And if you guys enjoyed today's video, please hit that like button. If you guys like me, make sure to hit that subscribe button like a Karen hits a bus window. Also subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for exclusive weekly content. A bunch of brand new videos over there. Go check them out. The link will be in the description. Trying really hard to hit 3,000 subscribers. We just hit 2,000, and I appreciate that. And if you want to help support the channel in the biggest possible way, please consider getting yourself some DYDSS merchandise. Of course, we have some precious metal themed t-shirts and hoodies, which are up for grabs, along with a ton of other products. T-shirts, hoodies, even stickers, many of which are raising funds and awareness for different charity organizations, such as the recently released Kraken Stackin' t-shirt, hoodie, sticker, and coffee mug, inspired by the beautiful 2-ounce silver Kraken coin, which, by the way, is helping us raise a little bit of funds and awareness for ocean cleanup charity organizations. And of course, the brand new DYDSS Lone Wolf t-shirt, hoodie, sticker, coffee mug, and long sleeve tee, available in 4 different colors, and a portion of the proceeds are going towards the International Wolf Center. Any and all merchandise can be found by clicking the first link in the description section down below. Thank you in advance, it's more than appreciated. And I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know once again everything shared in today's video. What are your thoughts? How long did it take you to reach your first 100 ounces of silver? Maybe it took you only a day, maybe a couple weeks, couple months, maybe a year or so, maybe even longer. Maybe you haven't gotten to that point yet. But regardless of how long it took you or how long it's taking you, how are you getting there? What are you doing to get yourself to that milestone? Or what did you do to get yourself to that milestone? Did you go after the generic silver rounds like I did at the very beginning? Generic silver rounds and silver eagles? With a little bit of maple leafs on the side. Maybe some 10-ounce silver bars, maybe some kilo bars, 20, 25-ounce bars, 50-ounce bars. Maybe you did it exclusively with that 90%. Maybe your first 100 ounces of silver was all unconstitutional. Head on down to the comments and let me know anything and everything related to today's video topic. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. And remember, don't you dare stop smiling. Peace.